Aloha, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Jennifer O'Neill. I help people take the spiritual tools and gifts they were born with and help them integrate it into their everyday life. And today I want to talk to you about having anxiety and being an empath. Many of you might have anxiety and might or be an empath, but might not make the connection. This subject hits really close to home for me because when I was a young psychic person, young empath, anxiety really hit me pretty hard when my empath abilities strengthened in my teen or young adult years. Now, there are a lot of things that will add to anxiety, whether, it can be low blood sugar, it can be stress, it can be, overwhelm, it can be forcing yourself to do things that you don't enjoy in life. It can be a lot of different things, but mostly on a grand scheme of things, you should have natural abilities to cope with regular stressful situations. You have your coping skills. You should be able to address and handle for the most part regular type stress. Of course, when you get into abnormally strong stress, which would be, losing a job, losing a loved one, things of that nature, of course, your anxiety level naturally might get higher. But for empaths, it wasn't until I discovered that my anxiety at that point in my life, even though that I was in some high stress situations, actually was being very magnified by being an empath. Because if you are in a high stress situation, you have to realize that you, as an empath, it's going to be excessively difficult because you are also dealing with other people usually that are in a same high stress situation. So if you're feeling stressed and you're trying to manage your ability, but then there's other people that are in the situation with you or around you, it might be work, might be at home, whatever, but you're dealing with that around you, you're also going to mirror their stress and anxiety also. So you're not just dealing with your own, you're now blanketing other people's anxiety and stress on top of that. Not to mention people, places, and things all have an energetic vibe. And so rush hour, for instance, or the time where people are all leaving to pick up their kids from school, energetically, that vibe is going to be very chaotic in nature and sometimes stressful. People in all the cars might be stressed. They might not want to be there waiting. They might be late. They might be trying to get to somewhere else. They might just have had a stressful day. And so when you're out in the world, you're also going to, for me anyways, because my empath abilities are really strong, I don't have to even be with the person. I can just drive by the person in the car and I can feel their stress, and it will compile upon yours if you're not trained enough to sort of separate that from your empath abilities. So it doesn't matter if it's just in your immediate circle of stress. You might go out to, I always use Walmart, or you might run to the grocery store, or you might even be going to the bank. You might go to the park, I don't know, and you might be in stressful traffic. So empaths will blanket all this chaotic stress or chaotic energy around them onto their own stuff if they don't learn to separate. And so it's instead of, and like I said, places also emit energy. So if you have places like a concert or anything like that you're going to, and anybody is feeling anxious, but not to mention when you get a whole group of bodies together like that, it heightens sort of a chaotic energy because you have all these different combinations of energy in a large group of people. So you have some people of high, some of low, some of middle, some of excitedness, some of sadness, whatever. And so you have all these different energetic things going on at one time. Just, it's kind of like music notes. If you were just to pound on the piano notes, you have all these different things. And as an empath, you can feel that. And so, like I said, you blanket it upon your own energetic stress. And so that's why a lot of empaths are introverts. So the key is really basically awareness. And the second thing is to learn protection. So being aware that basically when you go out in these situations, anxiety starts to happen, you want to check yourself and kind of go, is any of this anxiety that's coming up within me following a train of thought? Because if it is, then that's basically stemming from you somewhere. If you're having anxiety and there's some type of thought behind it, like I'm going to be late, you know, I don't have enough money to pay this bill, et cetera, et cetera. And then you start getting anxiety that's stemming from you. But if you just leave the house and you're driving down the road, or you're just watching a soccer game with your kids or something, and you start to feel anxious out of nowhere and there's no thought train that goes with it, then you're experiencing some anxious energy from outside yourself, and it is now coming into your bubble. So that's the first thing, is being aware of this stuff that's outside you, because as it's coming at you like this, you're actually going to feel like it's going like this, like it's stemming from you, but it's actually coming like this. So the awareness of that can help you put up an energetic barrier between it coming in to you and keeping it out from you. So simply awareness will help you to put up an energetic barrier. And then you want to practice some empath techniques, which would also be like the bubble meditation, where you're actually creating a bigger energetic barrier around your body. And you want to practice grounding techniques, which I've done some videos on. But grounding, if you do kind of take it on, or even if you have the barrier there, it might stick around to the outside. So you want to, when you ground yourself, it releases that energy and sort of cleanses your energetic system and gets it off you and away from you. So you want to definitely be practicing awareness. You want to practice protection techniques such as the meditations, the bubble meditation and whatnot. And then you want to be very aware of grounding techniques and how to do those. For empaths, just FYI, grounding is hugely important to do often. And it's anytime you're feeling off and feeling anxious, no matter what, even if you feel like it's coming from inside, do something that's grounding. Ground yourself somehow, and that's using your physical body and or water. There's all kinds of grounding techniques. I think I have some other videos on that you can check out. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you're experiencing a lot of anxiety and you are having trouble getting a grasp on that, and that includes panic attacks and whatnot, then you will probably want to visit your empath abilities. Maybe you don't even know if you're an empath. If you don't know if you're an empath and you're having all these things, it's probably, and you're having a hard time managing it, because regular people can also have anxiety who are not empaths, but they can, you know, find counselors or different stress techniques to help them calm that down, and that will be effective. If you're one of those people who've tried those things and it's still not working and you're still having panic attacks or whatnot, you most likely need to then address your empath abilities. Or if you don't know you're an empath and you're not having any success, my suggestion is to learn more about an empath and what that is. I have lots of videos on that, and then try to learn how to manage those abilities better. So hopefully this was helpful. Have the most amazing day. If you enjoyed, subscribe. Until next time, aloha.